Hey guys, how are we doing? Andrew here, and today I'm here with Lucy. Lucy and I have done some work together in the past. Lucy runs her own admin and marketing business in the real estate industry. And today we're going to have a bit of a conversation about where she was before we started working together, her experience of coming through some one-to-one and group program work with myself, and now where she's at, she's living, and the good time she's having. So, Lucy, welcome. Thank you for jumping on the call today.
Thanks, Andrew. Good to be here.
How you doing?
Really good. Beautiful. Look at this beautiful weather.
Yes, very nice. And
Really
you're down living down the beach these days?
Yeah, down in Mount. So it's lovely, lovely lifestyle change.
Awesome, great. So you jumped into, we've known each other for years now, actually. And you've been following my content for some time, and we've had some conversations back and forth. And then September, you jumped into the Infinite Flow program, and also we had some one-to-one work together as well. Mm-hmm. And you kicked ass. You did really well, really quickly, and have maintained it and been really consistent as well. And it's been great to see. So I wanted to jump on and have this call today. Would love to hear a bit about where you were at, any challenges that you're experiencing, in your business, in your external reality, and mentally and emotionally before you jumped into the Infinite Flow program and some one-to-one work.
Yeah, so I started my business in February last year, so it's almost coming up to the year. And since starting it, I knew I always wanted to do what I'm doing, but as a new business owner, I had so much anxiety running the business that I dove straight into it, and I had a pattern of over-delivering to clients, undercharging, working crazy hours at the end of the day just to prove to myself that I was worthy.
Yeah.
And it was really not fulfilling, and I almost thought I forgot why I got into it, and I had so many shadows that were following me that I had to shift. And at the end of the day, I just felt extremely depressed. It was affecting all aspects of my reality, my relationship, my business, my relationship with my clients. And so I knew I needed to do something.
Yeah, absolutely. And you did come in that position where there was a lot of work and busyness, not so much necessarily because of the work, but more so self-created because of the over-delivering shadows that were running behind the scenes. So Lucy came through a program called Infinite Flow, which is a shadow work program. Yeah, tell us a bit about now that you're aware of it, the busyness that you were unconsciously creating for yourself by over-delivering.
Well, I was always going outside of scope for clients, not charging for it. Then when I was within scope, I wasn't charging what I was worth. So my output just did not equate to what I was bringing in. And that made me think, how am I going to shift this? But in reality, I didn't feel worthy enough to step up and, fine-tune my life, work less and reinforce my boundaries and what I'm worth and the product that I'm delivering. I didn't believe in it, I guess, and I didn't believe in myself. There was just chaos all around me, my life, my friendships, my relationship, and it was not a good place that I was in, and there was just a lot of things going on, but no progress and no real results, I guess.
Yes. And what was the mental and emotional experience of that like for you?
Busy. My mind was just clouded. I was busy. I was really anxious. I was having anxiety attacks at one point every day. And I just felt I was in this state of not knowing how to move forward. And so I was depressed and anxious. That's all I can really put it down to.
Yeah, gotcha. And then I remember we had a conversation, I think it was a couple of weeks out from Infinite Flow starting. There was a touch of hesitation. I gave you a little nudge. I'm like, look, you've said this same thing to me before of I'll work with you in the future. And just gave a little nudge, and you were like, yeah, you're right. Okay, let's get it going. Tell us a bit about, first off, your experience of coming through shadow work working with myself in a group capacity and also a one-to-one capacity. And then we'll take a look at a couple of examples of what's begun to shift and change for you. But just first off, what was the experience like of working together?
I loved it. Ironically, what was holding me back from joining was my shadows, and it was a shadow course that I was running from. So I doubted my ability to produce results, and I doubted my ability to be consistent because in my life, I've felt as though up until now I have been a bit inconsistent. So I was concerned about that. As soon as I jumped in, I felt so at ease with you, and loved all the people in the group. It was like a little family. With our calls every week, with our messenger, it was always pumping with results, hurdles, advice from you. It was just fantastic, and you could work as much as you wanted to work or as little as you wanted to work, and to see other people produce results and other people be happy when you produce results. It was just such a warm, fantastic group, and I felt so sad that last week that it was ending. It was just the best 4 weeks, and you learn so much that you can take with you. And I think the most important thing is exercising what you learn to produce those results and not dropping that off. And I think you're great at following up in that, what else do you need? How can I help? Offering the membership. There's so many different support avenues people can go down after the groups as well. So that was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've mentioned, you crushed it. You had a number of different experiences where before the call we were just discussing this actually, where what's happened for you is you've really tapped into a whole new level of trusting. You're not trying to fix and solve everything immediately from this mind-based, fear-based place. You're trusting yourself more. As you've quieted the noise of your mind and released a lot from your body, it's like your intuition is just there speaking louder. It sounds like it's become the norm and just the default for you. And throughout the program and even afterwards, you've had a number of different situations where things just went your way, I think is a good way to say it. As a result of doing the inner work and creating those internal shifts, you didn't need to push and force to create change. Things have just kind of gone your way. And I would love to go over and hear about a couple of those.
Sure. So in the beginning of my business, I think any new business owner, you are looking for your clients and you're grateful to have your clients. I think that's a normal mentality of a new business owner. So I signed a new client last year, at the middle of last year. The terms of the contract I wasn't happy with at the start, but I signed, it was all good, that's great. We can always change them down the track, and we'd negotiated to change them in January this month. But come October, November, I'd helped his business so much that he came to me the day before I told him to change the terms or propose to change the terms, and said, I'll revert back to your original business terms, payment terms, without me even having to have that discussion. And that blew my mind. That was the first thing that happened in October. So he basically took the difficult conversation from me and had it with me, and it's been great. Happy days. Yeah,
it just happened for you, which was really cool. And just for everyone watching, assigning into an agreement or terms that you weren't initially happy with was the prostitute shadow running. You then created those shifts and changes within yourself. So when you agreed to the terms that you didn't want, doing that at the time was the prostitute shadow, which we went through in the program. And then as you shifted that within yourself and created a new internal reality of a higher worth and value, almost immediately you experienced life matching that, with this client now agreeing to your terms without you needing to push or force to make it happen. It was cool. I remember it. It was great to hear.
It was crazy. It was just amazing.
Yeah. And a couple others. We just spoke about a recent one for you, but tell us a few more.
I had another incident around the same time where I had one client that kept tying my time up, wanting just too many meetings, and we have enough meetings, but he was just trying to tie me up even more. And I remember the night before the meeting, I was going to propose that we maybe stagger them a little bit. I got a late email again saying, you're probably not needed tomorrow. Let's just tee something up monthly instead of weekly or bi-weekly or whatever. So I thought, oh my God, like I don't have to go in the morning, and I don't have to say, can we please create a new schedule? So that, again, similar, same scenario where they've taken that difficult situation and handled it for me, and I just felt so supported.
Yeah, that's great. And credit to you, because these things happened because you made the decision within yourself and you committed to the fact that that's what was going to happen. You were committed and 100% prepared to play that out, to execute and to hold your new boundary. Yeah. And because you had completely committed and decided to that internally, whether it required your action or not, it obviously happened externally, which is great.
Yes, yeah, it was amazing. And then, I mean, something happened a week ago even, which again proves that I'm supported and I'm on the right track. And I think when these things happen, you think, great, I'm where I'm supposed to be and I'm being looked after and I'm doing all the right things. I'd been a bit iffy about a potential employee. It didn't sit right with me for about 6 months. And I was, a year ago I would have rushed to try and fix it and rushed to try and have an answer and solve this problem. I knew it was a problem and eventually it would become something that would need to be addressed. But at that point I thought, you know what, something will happen. The universe will do something will land on my lap, or it won't eventuate. I don't know why or how, but it won't. And that night this person did something that totally overstepped my boundaries and made the decision for me. So the next day I gave her a ring with the evidence and the grounds to do that. I called her and said, this isn't going to work out and I wish you all the best, but you're not aligning with the goals of my business. And that decision was made for me from the other end. And I just thought, thank you. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's great. And so what you're experiencing more now is trust within yourself. You're feeling more supported. And like you said, you're like, there's this issue with this potential employee. And before the call, you said you felt like it's going to sort itself out. I don't need to rush to fix and solve it. It's going to sort itself out. What is your experience now like in your business being more trusting mentally and emotionally? Tell us a bit about that.
I'm such a happy person now. I just feel like a lighter, happier, brighter person. I'm so much more I'm so much more confident in my product. I am so much more confident in exercising my boundaries, which produces more consistent months for me, more consistent results. And I've now hit a really nice salary every month. It's consistent. And when boundaries are overstepped, I will push back and then I get more respect from my clients. So I just feel as though I've elevated to another level in my life and my business has elevated as well. And the caliber of clients are really up there now and the respect's there. And if it's not there, I address it and it's not a festering problem.
Right.
So, I'm just a brighter, happier person and I'm loving what I do.
Happy days. Happy days. Great to hear.
Now I'm living the dream down at the beach, working my own hours.
Good. So good. And what would you say to someone who's either been thinking about working with me, sitting on the fence, maybe they've just come across me, they're experiencing some similar stuff to you, busyness, overthinking, stress and anxiety, and they're wanting to have more calm, more flow, more work-life balance and freedom? What would you say to them?
Just jump in, because we can find 1,000,001 reasons to not do things that we say we're going to do. Jump in, because there's no time like the present. Honestly, there's a reason you're holding back and Andrew can help you address that reason, ironically. So just jump in, make it happen.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure. Love your work. You're still kicking ass. Thanks for today, and I'm sure I'll chat to you again soon.
You will. Thank you. Take care.
See ya. Bye.